So Reddit's trying to cancel another League streamer. This happened to me a while ago. I lost 2 accounts off of one Reddit thread, and they were accounts that had skins that you just can't get anymore, like Pax TF, Pax Jax, and a bunch of rare skins and all the champions, unlimited essence, so I could buy any champion I ever wanted. The goal with threads like this is to get the streamer banned, so these people feel like they have purpose, and this streamer apparently is pretty popular right now. I've never heard of the guy, but he does have a pretty big following on Twitch. And before we get into the comments, the title is already a little bit crazy. It's claiming this guy AFK'd because of Bard Top 1 trick. Before we get into the game and before we prove why this title is complete BS, I would expect somebody in the comment section to be debunking the title, like maybe the top comment to be instantly debunking the title, like, no, that's not the case. This guy's talking about another thread about punishing soft enters. The only thing I could find about that for the top League of Legends post this week are the boss FFS demoting to D2 after playing Sion.
How many games do I have of Sion? 6,000, 7,000 games of Sion down the fucking drain. Literally. Like, I can play a champion I am twice as bad on than Sion, and I can reach Challenger 1000 LP. My main account is my San account, and this account is my no San account. That should prove enough. The fucking the state the San is in.
Yeah, so they did this dude dirty with the Sion nerfs after he went to Korea. They target nerfed this guy and then removed Prowler's Claw, which I think was a really cool item. You would think Riot Games would be doing the opposite and try to make their streamers look good, but actually they target nerf the streamers. It's almost as if they're overcompensating and they want people to know for a fact that they're giving no favorable treatment to streamers, and so they're actually giving extreme unfavorable treatment to streamers. Okay, that thread was a little bit off topic. We got this one 19 hours ago, 2 hours before the main thread that we're talking about. This thread's the game director asking if people that throw games should be punished immediately or they should be shown some lenience, and as usual the comments are going to be just complete meme troll comments, or they're just going to add nothing of substance. The top comment here should be, there's no possible way to say what type of behavior is throwing games, because there's millions of different ways to have different behaviors in this game, and we're about to see in this game a behavior that no one would probably say is something that should be punished. Jungle is allowing this guy to swap roles, and he's picking Jungle Zyra as the 6th or 7th pick. His 10th pick locks Malphite, making his team have 3 AP, and one of his teammates actually says that Malphite's really good here, which is surprising because he's playing in pretty high ELO.
What do we got here? Malphite's so good here. What? We're full AP now. I think we're opening this game. Guys, how do you fucking pick Malphite here, man?
So not only is this game already really effed up when you have 3 AP, it's pretty much an auto lose. The events leading up to it were even more effed up. There were 2 dodge lobbies, and in total, the guy waited 20 minutes before this game even started from the time he turned on his stream. Riot Games' mentality is, we're going to get you in a fast queue that's going to last, I don't know, 3 to 5 minutes. But if someone doesn't feel like playing that game, and if they want to abuse the dodging system, like they know the composition's bad and they know they're probably going to lose, they can just quit out with no penalty to their matchmaking rating. The obvious fix for this is do it like Dota. When you're in the champ select, the game has officially started, and if you want to quit out of champ select, it's going to be a loss for you. Even that system is abusable for duos, because only one of the duos would actually get a loss, but at least it would count as a full loss against their account, which it should. As soon as you enter the champ select, the game has started, and I would argue, especially at higher MMRs, the most important couple minutes of the game by far is the champion select. What should happen is people should be able to choose an option. I will wait for longer queues if everyone on my team gets their role, or at least if I get my role. What they could also do is if there's a role shortage, like for example in Vietnam, no one seems to want to play support at around Emerald, they should say at this matchmaking rating there's a support shortage. If you're willing to queue for support, not only are you going to get a faster queue, you're going to earn more matchmaking rating for winning. Like the game will count as a win and a half maybe for you, or maybe that's too much, maybe like a win and a quarter, whereas everyone else just gets 1 win. I think it's perfectly fair to give someone extra rating if they're willing to play a role that no one else wants to play. Anyway, so the dude waited 20 minutes to start a game where his mid is off role, so he doesn't know how bad a 10 pick Malphite really is with his current composition against the enemy's composition. Malphite does run fine into Tryndamere, but Tryndamere has way too much lane power early game, and it's going to lead to more situations like this where the dude's going to get invaded on. Now, to be fair, fair, I'm sure a lot of people would argue that he could have saved himself by flashing here. And you could also argue that he should have started blue because their top, mid, and jungle are more powerful. That being said, Trimir gets the kill, who gets another kill on the autofilled mid Malphite. And do keep in mind that Trimir has not bought yet, so the Malphite just straight up lost the 1v1. The Trimir had a slight XP lead because the level 1 kill, but it shouldn't have been enough to just straight up run down the Malphite and kill him in lane level 2. The Malphite just got killed because he doesn't know how to lane mid properly. Bard does manage to kill the Brand at his blue, but then pretty much immediately after, Tryndamere kills the Bard, and he's now on a killing spree with that red buff. Not only that, while Bard was roaming to the Brand's blue, Renekton had shoved out top, and he's already got 7 CS, whereas Bard's on 0. And to make matters even worse, bot lane dies 2v2, and if you ask me, this game is completely over. There's no point of playing this. Fast forward a little bit, the red buff Tryndamere, who now has a Tiamat at 3 minutes 42 seconds. He kills Malphite again. He's now on a rampage. And then we fast forward a little bit after that. The Leona, who's been stomping bot lane 2v2, is roaming in his jungle, and you can see Bard trying to finish off the Renekton, but it's a Bard top. His job is to support some type of aggressive physical damage jungler, like a Rek'Sai or a Graves or something that has lots of damage, and then Bard can kind of CC and set up ganks. I'm guessing that's the way this dude wins. The Zyra is saying that he's gonna AFK, and the Bard is like, no please, sad face. And I feel like when a Redditor sees the sad face, they see Bard as kind of the victim here. Like, you know, the Zyra's trolling his Bard. The title of the Reddit thread was even trying to paint the Bard as the victim. But if we look at the op.gg, the Bard is pretty much Hardstuck Master 500 LP. He's got a win rate of 54% with 304 games, which may seem okay. Like, it doesn't seem that bad for someone that's, you know, bronze or something. But if we compare his profile to the streamer's profile, the streamer has a 65% win rate and is at 821 LP with basically no games. And if you look at all of his champs, he's just carrying games, just dumpstering the game pretty much with his picks. Like, the guy just knows how to win games in League of Legends. So the fact that the Bard would tell this guy, you know, what he should do is absolutely nuts to me. There should be a feature in this game where you can block people from ever being on your team again. And if I'm the streamer here, I would just block this Bard who obviously has no concept that, you know, time is money, your time is valuable, and you shouldn't be sitting here wasting it in a game that you're probably going to lose with 99% certainty. The Renekton ends up rushing Merc Treads, and at that point, there's no way he's ever going to get killed by a gank. Then Tryndamere gets a really early Ravenous Hydra, so he's constantly going to be pushing mid up, and there's no way they can ever really contest objectives, and the guy's jungle is just going to be ravaged the entire game. And we already saw that bot was losing 2v2, so they're not going to be of any help. If that block feature that I was talking about earlier was available, this guy probably would have already had the Bard blocked, and this game never would have happened.
Oh my god, not Bard in that. Oh my, I'm gonna dodge.
And yeah, originally I was going to go over the comments to this thread. I'm still not sure what thread this guy's referring to, so we're just going to skip that comment. If Bard top OTP can get to your elo, then there's no reason. I mean, the Bard top is not even the issue here, and I got 2k upvotes, which I have no idea how that's even possible. I'm not sure if this is botted or what. We'll just assume that's botted because that makes no sense that we're even talking about Bard here. This guy's saying, I don't know what happened to him, but he's so disgustingly toxic nowadays. Okay, I don't know how that's relevant to what we're talking about here. This guy's saying that he's whining too much. Okay. So funny to read people defending a streamer going AFK. To read another thread about soft int punishment. I don't know what they're talking about with the punishment of soft ints. We'll just skip that because, yeah, I just don't know what thread they're talking about. This guy's saying that he could have gone bot side. Axivitz, there's nothing he can do. I mean, I don't see that he said there was nothing he can do in the video. I think he just played like he didn't care because they had 3 AP and you just need to get merc treads and you basically win the game from split pushing top. So, yeah, I don't know why they're even saying that, you know, he should have been, you know, thinking from a perspective of someone that's trying to win when it's an unwinnable scenario. That game that we're talking about was a part of a 12-hour streaming session this guy did. And if you're streaming 12 hours or if you're streaming even a couple hours, you shouldn't be wasting your precious energy on a unwinnable scenario. Bro got picked and then gets mad at Bard. I don't see that he got mad at Bard in the clip. Maybe he did. I think he's probably just mad at the fact that Bard can't protect his jungle and he's just going to get invaded on nonstop. Why doesn't he just go bot side instead of watching 3 enemies babysit raptors? I mean, bot's losing 2v2 as well, and they probably warded their own jungle. So if he tries to invade, they're probably just going to collapse. So I'm not sure why people aren't saying that as well. We have 16 replies to this. I mean, we can see the comments and see if anyone's doing any intelligent responding. I don't know. I'm not seeing 16 comments here. Just don't know how to navigate Reddit good enough, I guess. Entitled Crybaby does more entitled Crybaby things. I mean, yeah, he's an entitled Crybaby who's winning 70% of his games at 800 LP, and he's streaming right now to 2,500 viewers. So I don't know if this is like some way of coping with that. And this guy's probably like hard stuck, or maybe he doesn't even play the game. I don't know. This just seems like cope though of someone who's jealous, honestly. Behavior is cringe. Riot Games needs to punish streamers. He fell off. And it's changing his language. So it made him toxic, I guess. We got some reactions from Bardenets and Midbeast as well. Okay. Midbeast is a pretty popular guy.
Non, il a AFK, Agourin. Non, please joue. Agourin, please. Agourin, please.
Oh, this is the guy that was saying...
Ah, il a vraiment go AFK? Non, c'est honteux par contre.
The guy that was saying mental fortitude can win.
Non, là par contre c'est honteux, genre.
He doesn't say how we can win, by the way.
He says he will not play? That's so fucking... That's not good behavior, man.
Not good behavior. Oh no, it's not good behavior. Like, what is this? Elementary school?
That's not acceptable behavior.
Not acceptable behavior. We're in elementary school, guys. We're not. It's not good behavior. So we need to go to timeout.
Non, please joue.
We need to put him in timeout because he's behaving poorly. Barnett's second reaction. Do they surrender?
This is fucking pathetic. This is actually pathetic behavior. Like I looked up to Agrin. I really liked him.
I looked up to him. Oh, yo, there's a
and
bingo.
Just going AFK, the first
card.
time something goes wrong, it's fucking pathetic. Like this, whatever, man.
The first time something goes wrong, he says, and the bingo card, you guys, we need to make a bingo card. I looked up to him. He used to be cool in my eyes. Oh, he fell off. Like, there's a bingo card for these situations that we probably could cross off with just this clip. I mean, the fact that he says that the dude AFK'd at the first sight of something going wrong is just nuts to me. Like, that's crazy. This person's like a real person, and he's playing at 500 LP. And they typed in the chat, I looked up to you. If this dude could get blocked by a 70% win rate player for talking out of his butt, he would never say things like this in the chat ever. Because not only would the Zyra block him, but you'd have similar like-minded people that would also block him. Like, if I was in that game, I would block the Bard 100%, and I would not block the Zyra for AFKing in an obvious AFK situation. And then we had Midbeast.
Okay, apparently the biggest complainer in EU West rage quit the game.
I think I should AFK here.
His name is Agarin.
What is this waste of...
Okay, before we even get into it, so the biggest complainer in EUS, so what these people will do is they'll try to bring people down and they'll attack their character. That's what he's doing here. He's attacking the dude's character to elevate himself because he thinks it's like getting him ahead or something. Like, maybe if he does get clipped talking about the situation, it's making him more relevant. So maybe it is actually elevating him. Probably the game you have to play on Twitch, honestly.
My time.
He just whines and complains all game in the jungle.
Yeah, he doesn't do that though. I watched the entire game and this dude didn't even really say much. There was like a couple things said and it got to a point where I was just like, okay, what are we doing here? Like, I'm just going to go AFK. So yeah, 10 IQ take from this dude.
He gets so upset. He almost cries. Aww.
I'm gonna say AFK. I can't play, right? You guys can see it. I am not allowed to play the game. Right? You can see it. I'm not gonna play anymore. If my bot wasn't fucking disgusting, we could play, but he is, so.
The guy does kind of sound like he's on the verge of tears, but I think that's just how he talks. English is not his main language. And hypothetically, even if the dude is on the verge of tears, the fact that this dude's just sitting here laughing and not saying, okay, you know, the game is freaking over, like 13-4. You don't even need to have much context to say, you know, this game is freaking over. AFKing here is the only logical option. That's what I would expect this dude to say, but he just sits there grinning like an idiot.
Bro's AFK in the base. Bro was gone, bro. He's tapped out. Guy doesn't even follow me. I'm in his recommended channels though, because he watches me low-key. Bard top's kind of grief. I'll be honest, that strategy beat me the other day.
And now he's big upping the Bard top strategy. Like, oh dude, yeah, the strategy's actually legit. Like, it beat me the other day. Bro, just watch over the game. It was unwinnable. That's all that needs to be said. If you don't watch over the game, please just don't have a take on it. Like, come on. Or at least don't have a take like this, where you're just basically calling the dude out for being a whiny crybaby or something. Anyway, so shout out to this guy. We finally had some content there. That was the best post I've seen so far about this situation. If you think an off-meta pick is justification enough to entirely give up on the game, no, that's not the case. That's not what happens. Imagine if every top laner that gets camped and dies 3 times, okay, that's not what happened. I hope he gets a 2-week ban. Yeah, I bet you hope that. I bet you think that that's gonna like better your life somehow. Let's not justify going AFK because a teammate is kind of useless. Like, dude, the amount of excuses thrown at the Bard, horrible behavior, I hope he does better. These are the kind of Zoomers that AFK anytime they feel like their time is being wasted. Their time is being wasted, bro. That's me. I'm this Zoomer that he's talking about. He says it's childish. I don't think it's childish. And if any of my teammates ever want to go AFK anytime, then the way I look at it is, hey, I got to play out the early game, the most important part of the game. I got to feel for the matchup, and I improved at the game. And I can now also go AFK without fear of getting reported, because that guy's going to get reported, not me. I'm happy when my teammates go AFK, so I just feel like there's a little bit of a difference of perspective here. I'm the Bard top lane OTP. Oh, he's in this thread. As you can imagine, I'm quite used to this behavior, sadly. What bothers me is this guy I've looked up to and liked dearly. His reaction to see my OP.GG is so legendary to me. I can understand the frustration, but giving up is pathetic and inexcusable. If you actually looked up to someone and they AFK'd in one of your League of Legends games, you would not care, and your opinion of them would not change. This guy probably knew of this player and knew that he was higher MMR than him, so he was like, oh yeah, he's better than me or something, I don't know. But this guy did not look up to our Gurren. He says, always try your best and be nice to others. Like, what is this Teletubby freaking Barney show freaking lessons that we're trying to teach people? Like, this is straight up stuff that you're taught in like kindergarten, just as a general rule of thumb. Like, yeah, be nice to others. Imagine this guy going into an old school COD lobby and he says this, hey guys, always try your best and be nice to others. This guy would just get verbally dumped on and he would quit the game because he would just go crying. Like, the gaming community is just so soft and boring nowadays, and just ugh, gross. And this guy actually is saying that the Bard should be banned, I think, because he's referencing the Teemo support mid. Oh, and here we go. Finally, 19 upvotes. Watch the whole game. It's only 8 minutes long. Tremere at level 3. Perma tempo. There we go. Perma tempo. There's absolutely no way that the enemy mid can contest him from just dumpstering on every objective. No one can stop him from invading top half jungle from the Renekton. Okay. Jungle has been invaded 4 times prior to this clip. If you've never been invaded 4 times before level 6, you don't understand. There's nothing you can do. 19 upvotes, bro. And even this guy's saying it's wrong to AFK, which is a one-head take, but he's on Reddit, so he's trying to assimilate into these creatures' den, and he's trying to be part of one of them and speak their language, so he has to, you know, throw this in. And yeah, this guy's basically agreeing with this dude. That's pretty much it for Intelligent Life. We had to scroll so far down to find any Intelligent Life, and it doesn't have any upvotes. Like, we go up, all these posts have way more upvotes, and we have to go up pretty far to get back up to the main things that people are agreeing with. Sometimes I feel like I'm on an alien planet when it comes to interacting with the League community. I don't know. Do any of you guys also feel that way?